Welcome to AI Sports Predictor, where we don't just make picks, we give you the story, the struggle, and the victory. Your guide across this hardwood battlefield, where legends are written, and tonight, I have a story worth telling. Picture this. The New York Knicks, third in the East, flying high. 7 wins in their last 10 games, riding momentum. Even if the Lakers did throw a wrench into their winning streak. But let me tell you, setbacks only make comebacks sweeter. Jalen Brunson, the point maestro, fresh off an all-star starter nod, is looking to remind everyone why they wear that crown. Alongside him, Karl Anthony Towns is redefining what big men can do. The Knicks are 4th in scoring. 3rd in field goal shooting. That's dominance. But let's not ignore their Achilles heel, the league's worst three-point defense. That's the crack in their armor. Now shift your focus across the border. The Raptors. Don't be fooled by that 12th seed. They've won 8 of their last 10, and home court feels like a fortress. R.J. Barrett, a man who knows what it means to have something to prove, is leading this charge. Jakob Poeltl's grabbing boards like they're life preservers in a storm. 8 Raptors players hit double figures in their last game. That's depth, my friends. And depth matters when fatigue becomes your enemy. Let's talk strategy. The Knicks are lethal offensively. Sure. But they're turnover-prone, ranked 25th in turnover margin. Meanwhile, the Raptors, sitting at 4th, thrive on creating chaos. They'll hound the Knicks, force mistakes, and try to score easy points off transition. And here's a nugget for you. Toronto's Quickly and Barrett have something personal to prove against the team that let them go. You can bet they'll play with fire in their eyes. The media loves the underdog story, and tonight, the Raptors want to play that role to perfection. But here's where my instinct comes into play. I see the Knicks as a team ready to break free from their past demons. They've tasted victory, suffered defeat, and now, they crave balance. And today's AI pick is the Knicks at 4.5. Here's the thing. This isn't just a pick, it's a statement. If the Knicks win by 5 or more, they're sending a message to the rest of the East, you're not safe. If they don't, they're giving Toronto the spotlight they've been clawing for. Brunson's ball handling, Towns' dominance, Barrett's revenge, this game has all the ingredients for either a triumph or a trap. So if you're betting, know this. We aren't just looking at a number. We're looking at pride on the line. New York isn't playing for a win. They're playing for redemption. Let's wipe the sweat off and catch our breath. Game 2 is up next, and trust me, you won't want to miss it.
The top 2 titans of the Eastern Conference, Celtics and Cavaliers. One court, 2 teams with Super Bowl level stakes. And I am not here to break down the battle that could shake up the entire conference. The Celtics are rolling. 3 consecutive wins, including a solid victory over Philadelphia. But don't let the stats do all the talking. Jason Tatum isn't just a star player's a walking, talking nightmare for defenses. The man dropped 35 points last game and still had time to dish out 11 assists like they were appetizers at a fancy dinner party. And don't forget Jaylen Brown and Kristaps Porzingis, who round out this offensive machine. The Celtics are a team that makes scoring look like an art form, 117.3 points per game. Efficient shooting and a defense that's stingy enough to shut down most opponents. But Cleveland. They're not just a team, they're a force of nature. 4 straight wins, including a 144-point demolition of Dallas. Evan Mobley is dominating the boards and stuffing the stat sheet, while Darius Garland is feeding the ball with precision that could make even a Swiss watch jealous. This team doesn't just win games, they bury their opponents and leave no room for debate. On paper, Cleveland should be the favorite. They're shooting over 53% in their last 3 games, rebounding like monsters, and turning the ball over less than 10 times per contest. But if you think I am handing them the crown just because they've got momentum, you haven't been paying attention. The thing about Boston is they thrive when they're doubted. They're not the team that folds under pressure, they're the team that rises when the stakes are at their peak. Give me the Celtics as the underdog, and I'll take that wager any day. And today's AI pick is the Celtics at 1.5. This isn't about metrics, it's about mentality. Tatum and Brown know they're going into hostile territory. They know Cleveland wants that fifth straight win. But Boston doesn't care. They've faced tougher odds and walked away with the W. This game will be a slugfest, but Boston's got that refuse to die DNA coursing through their veins. Now, let's not cool off just yet into Game 3. Stay with me. The night's just getting started.
This Heat vs Bulls matchup is loaded with variables, but let's take a moment to explore why the Bulls at plus 3.5 isn't just a risky bet, it might be a genius move. First off, yeah, I get it. The Heat have Bam Adebayo dominating the paint and Tyler Herro lighting up the scoreboard. But here's the catch. No Jimmy Butler. The man's suspended, and that's a leadership vacuum you can't ignore. Sure, Adebayo hit a game winner last time out, but let's be honest, scraping past the Spurs by 2 points isn't exactly a vote of confidence. Now take a hard look at Chicago. Yes, they just lost LaVine, but who's stepping up? Kobe White. The man just put up 22 points against Detroit. And with LaVine out, he's got even more freedom to shine. And don't sleep on Kevin Huerter, who's lethal from beyond the arc and brings a fresh perimeter presence after the LaVine trade. This is where Chicago becomes unpredictable in the best way possible. Look, the Bulls' defense is a problem, I won't sugarcoat it. But Miami's offense isn't exactly tearing up the league either, they're 22nd in scoring. You're betting on a team that struggles to put up points, especially on the road, and if Miami's 46% shooting night against San Antonio taught us anything, it's that they're streaky. If those shots don't fall, Chicago has the weapons to exploit them. The Bulls' rebounding advantage is key here too. They're 5th in the league, while Miami lags at 20th. More rebounds mean more second chance opportunities and more room for guys like White, Vucevic, and even Trey Jones to contribute. And today's AI counter pick is the Bulls at plus 3.5. Miami's walking into this game expecting control. But Chicago isn't the pushover they seem to be. They're scrappy, and after a shake-up like trading LaVine, you can bet this team is out to prove they're more than just one star. This is the kind of game where the Bulls come alive and cover the spread. You know what's next. Game 4 is calling, let's dive in.
Pacers and Trailblazers, two teams stepping onto the hardwood, both riding waves of momentum. But here's the thing, I'm Simon, and I don't buy the hype when it smells of smoke and mirrors. Portland, huh? Let me tell you why that pick gets flushed down faster than yesterday's bad bet. Let's start with the basics. Indiana is coming off a 2-3 straight wins, and don't let the back-to-back scare you. They've already proven they can handle quick turnarounds by putting up consistent offensive firepower. They just dropped 136 on San Antonio, 133 on Detroit, and 132 on Atlanta. Notice a pattern. They don't just win games, they torch the scoreboard and leave defenses gasping for air. Pascal Siakam's been on another level, dropping 37 on Detroit and leading a team that's shooting nearly 57% from the field. That's not just hot shooting, that's clinical execution. Portland, on the other hand, thrives on their second unit, sure, but let's not act like they've suddenly solved their issues. They're still 25th in offensive efficiency and 26th in defensive efficiency with stats that scream inconsistency. And you want to trust Portland just because they've been riding high at home during this homestand. Sorry, not buying it. Indiana's adjusted offensive efficiency ranks them 7th in the league, and with Siakam in rhythm, Buddy Hield stretching the floor, and Tyrese Halliburton running the offense like a maestro, they'll exploit every hole in that leaky Portland defense. And believe me, there are plenty. Aiden and Klingon might be tough inside, but here's the kicker, Indiana doesn't need to dominate the boards to win. They win by spacing you out, running in transition, and knocking down threes until you beg for mercy. They won 19 for 38 from deep against Detroit. That's lethal. And today's AI pick is the Pacers at 5.5. This isn't a team looking to scrape by with a win. They're hungry. They're chasing playoff seeding, and they have the firepower to bury Portland early. Don't get fooled by Scoot Henderson's flashes or Sharp's athleticism. The Pacers are built to win this game and cover the spread without breaking a sweat. Now reset your mind and hold tight, Game 5's just around the corner, and it's only heating up from here.
Lakers vs. Clippers. Two Los Angeles powerhouses sharing the same city, same arena, but tonight, only one walks away with bragging rights. I am Simon, and I am taking you right into the heart of this rivalry. Let's set the scene. The Lakers made a splash bigger than a Pacific tidal wave, trading Anthony Davis for Luka Doncic. I know sounds like a fantasy trade you'd only see in a video game. But it's real. The Lakers now have Doncic, a generational talent when healthy. And that's the key phrase, when healthy. The man hasn't played since Christmas, and the Lakers will need him to regain his form fast. But let's not act like they're limping into this game. LeBron is still LeBron, and when he smells blood, he doesn't just win, it conquers. He put up 33 points, 12 assists, and 11 rebounds in their win over the Knicks. That's what greatness looks like. Austin Reeves dropped 27, and Jackson Hayes, while no Anthony Davis, is scrappy and capable of holding his own for short stretches. But let's be real, without a true rim protector, the Lakers are vulnerable. They'll need to outgun, outscore, and run the Clippers off the floor to win. Now, let's talk about the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard's been back, but he's not exactly setting the world on fire. He had a rough outing against Toronto, going 6 of 18. James Harden is doing what James Harden does, scoring, dishing out assists, and occasionally missing a lot of shots. But the real wild card, Norman Powell. The man's been on a tear, averaging over 24 points per game and shooting nearly 50% from the field. If his hip holds up, he's the one the Lakers should worry about. But here's why I like the Lakers at 8.5 even without Davis. This is a deep team with versatility. Doncic isn't expected to play tonight, but Kleber could return soon as a stretch big. And LeBron knows how to carry this team when it matters. The Clippers have been inconsistent, and while they've got defensive stats that look good on paper, they're not invincible. If Powell's not 100%, that's one less offensive weapon for the Clippers, and the Lakers have proven they can win tough matchups even when shorthanded. And today's AI pick is the Lakers at 8.5. This isn't about a lopsided battle. This is about grit, about depth, and about LeBron playing chess when the Clippers are stuck on checkers. The Lakers are going to keep this one close, and don't be shocked if they pull off the outright win. So, let's take a step back and review tonight's action. The Knicks are locked in at 4.5. Boston's rolling with 1.5. The Bulls are primed to cover at 3.5. The Pacers dominate at 5.5, and the Lakers look strong with 8.5. That's how we build a winning night. Stick with us, because at AI Sports Predictor, we don't just play the odds. We beat them. See you next time. Ning.